Welcome to the first family dream farm of 2026. This is the third season that we have showcased what we've done to improve the hunting, fishing, and wildlife habitat on our 112-acre Northeast Ohio family farm. In this video, we will review all the projects we introduced last year, recap how it affected the hunting, show some of our best hunts, and give a little preview of what to expect this upcoming season. Before we start the review, let's take a walk through the farm to check on how things are doing during this winter blitz that has affected Northeast Ohio. Quick pro tip for all the deer hunters out there. There's a path coming up this ridge, and then just a whole bunch of beds. You can see them all these beds right here on this ridge. I don't see any sheds in them, probably does. The beds look bigger because they've been melted out, but our access when we hunt this particular farm is right down there. We walk in this valley and up there, and they're laying here. They're watching us the whole time. Gotta put a camera up here next year during the season. I found a decent rub as well, so that bed appears huge, but I'm sure it's just used multiple times and then melted out. But cool little scouting find for the day. A lot of deer digging up this alfalfa right now. I have a cell camera on this field, but it's only pointed to this corner and hasn't been getting a lot of action. And lo and behold, they're rooting around a lot, so I'm gonna move it so we can see what's going on. But a lot of kicked up snow out here. Food plot's being worked over good. This is the spot where I shot my buck, and Isaac shot his buck this year. And the food plot project that we did exactly what we needed it to. They're crushing this thing. There should be a shed out here, but the snow's gonna make them hard to find if they shed early and be covered up. But I'll keep looking around. I'm bound to find one eventually. Before we do a recap of the season, I need to mention that you can keep up with the entire Siman Brothers Outdoors family right here on the YouTube channel by tuning into the podcast every Monday afternoon. And the full version of everything you see here today, plus much more, can be found by watching our flagship series, the Deer Camp Chronicles, and our spring spinoff, the Turkey Camp Chronicles, every Sunday morning during their respective seasons on the channel. Coming into the 2025 season, there were 3 bucks we were looking forward to watching throughout the season above all others. Split Ear and Judd were both going to be 4-year-olds this upcoming year, and their running mate, a buck named G3, was going to be 5. We covered a ton of ground looking for their sheds, but were only able to find one of the 6 antlers. Dang. I shut the camera off way too fast. I shut the camera off, panned over, and there's half of what we're looking for. Found it quick. Probably about 10 minutes. And he's a beauty. Now I just gotta try to find the other side. That's what we're here for today. Good shed off a 3.5-year-old. My second shed of the year. I want to find his other set bad because this right here is the deer we're going to spend our time on next year. With the snow melting, the first priority habitat-wise was frost seeding. Our perennial clover chicory plots always get a round or two of seed every March, and right about that time we start throwing out the gobbler cams. All right, everybody, welcome to the Family Dream Farm Turkey Cam Edition. I am getting out the cell cams to search for gobblers here on the Family Dream Farm for the first time this year. Every year I put out cell cams first. It's March 14th, so about a month before season starts. Put out a bunch of cell cams spread out all around and try and find where those birds are working through. The turkey population in our area is on the rise, but still isn't as good as it was 10 years ago. We usually only have 1 or 2 gobblers left on the farm by the time the season opens from disbursement, and this year the neighbor was able to take that one bird on opening day. One of our main habitat goals for the future is going to be improvements for the turkey population. Refreshing mineral licks in the springtime is a big priority for us, not only for antler growth, but to help the fawning does as well. These mineral licks become great places to observe the growth cycle of the resident bucks, and every year the hot mineral lick seems to change locations. Throughout the summer we worked on our food plots, with the major project this year being our seed field crimp job. We started by killing the weeds in May, tilling it, disking it, then planting a cover crop, domain overhaul. When it came time to plant our fall brassicas in the late summer, instead of tilling it up again and introducing more weed seeds, we spread our seed, sprayed the plot, and then crimped it down to create a moisture barrier for the new crop. With the drought we encountered this summer, it ended up being the perfect method for this little corner food plot. We had an incredible amount of buck action in the plot last fall, and it was where we were able to take both the bucks that you've already seen featured here and on the Deer Camp Chronicles last year. Speaking of the drought, EHD was a major concern for us again this year. Luckily, we were not in one of the counties that was hit extra hard. We wanted to make sure that we did everything we could to make the water on our farm as safe for the deer and other wildlife as possible. Every year we add a new watering hole or two, and this year was no exception. We decided to treat all our existing water with EH Defense, a product designed to reduce the reproductive rate of the midge fly by reducing the habitat it thrives in, known by laymen as muck. Throughout the summer and fall, our watering holes are some of our favorite places to run trail cameras, and are always abundant with wildlife. As the season came in, we made sure to check all our stands and get out our mock scrape setups. Every year we put a huge emphasis on mock scrapes, and they are the #1 way to keep an eye on the bucks that are utilizing your farm. And speaking of bucks, this year was off the charts for us at the Family Dream Farm when it came to shooter bucks. Of the 3 we talked about earlier, Judd was the most consistent throughout the summer. He was running with a beautiful new buck that we called 7-card, which was the buck I was lucky enough to take on opening day. Judd ended up getting taken by a neighbor in mid-October. Split Ear went MIA around June, with a few potential glimpses in the background until finally arriving back home in late October. In early November he was taken by a hunter over a mile away. The G3 buck didn't show up on camera one time until October 20th, but remained a regular throughout the fall until the season ended in February. Next year he will be 6 years old and the #1 hit lister on the farm. One of the unexpected surprises this year was a buck we called Fat Boy. We're not entirely sure which buck he was in the past, but he showed up in velvet and made his presence felt. He supplied some of our best trail camera action this year, and was the buck Isaac was hunting up until opening day of gun season when he was taken by a neighbor 196 yards from where Isaac was sitting. Isaac ended up taking the buck we called High Right. He had a running mate we called High Left who survived the season and will be a 4-year-old next year. Other survivors include Fat Nuts, One Brow, and the Northside 9 2.0, all of which will be 4 years old next year and on the hit list. As far as unknown survivors going into this year are the bucks we call Triple Beam, the Broke Leg 9, and Tuners. The buck we referred to as Inside Times back in 2024, if you watched the show back then, is also still alive, but his range has shifted and he wasn't seen or photographed on the farm this past season. Outside of the 2 bucks we've shown you that were taken on the farm last year, we also ended up taking a doe and accidentally a recently shed yearling buck during the late season, both from the Seafield Plot watering hole project we've talked about earlier. This spot consistently produces great hunts for us, as we've been able to take 10 deer from this location on film in recent years. In closing, we will continue to produce as many family dream farms as we can this upcoming year to showcase what is possible farm management-wise from an average group of guys with a realistic budget. The Family Dream Farm is truly heaven on earth for us, and we're proud to be able to share it all with you. Thank you for tuning in.